Hello wonderful people, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are here in the forum again with Foshino. And let's see what's gonna happen next. Going underground. Oh yeah, we wanted to see the Ark, right? And what I totally forgot in the last episode is, I mean, the bunnies are also really good at, or the Loporrits, also really good at building stuff, right? So, I mean, I guess it's not that bad, but I still think we should cross it. As instructed, I shall take you to see the Aetherburner. Meet me outside the Archeon. I trust you can make your own way there. Of course we can. So the Ark is being built on Labyrinthos. Hardly surprising. Where else could they conceal such a massive undertaking? Let's go! Alrighty, here we are. Let's go see the Ark. Our destination lies in the lower levels. The forum in its wisdom has granted you access to the Archeon's lift. Step inside and the half of Feline take you to the medial circuit. Alright, let's do that. And here we are. You wish to use the lift? Yes. Yes, I do. Let's go. We finally have authority to use the lift. Yeah, this place is so cool. Insane. I've sent your associates ahead to Logisticon Alpha on the other side of Mariel Agronomics. Actually, there is something I've been meaning to... No, never mind. It can wait. Let us attend to the matter at hand. Let's go. Alrighty, we're here in the Logisticon Alpha, or whatever it's called. We are to wait here while our father arranges for us to use the next lift. Here being Logisticon Alpha, where the atmospheric conditions of Labyrinthos are regulated. Water is drawn from underground and dispersed as vapor, stimulating the formation of artificial clouds and rain. By manipulating the temperature and air circulation, they are able to create the ideal environment for the growth and preservation of the biological samples kept here. Hold on, how do you know so much about it? Why, father brought me here as a child. What, and left me behind? Actually, you're the one who left me behind when you went off somewhere with grandfather. The night before, I'd been asking father how clouds are made, so he decided to show me. It was fascinating. I peppered him with questions the entire time. It's all too easy to take for granted the many interweaving aspects of the natural world to grow inured to the wondrous. But having gained an understanding of the complex mechanisms employed by the Loporrits in recreating a similar environment, I have come to view such processes in a new light. Subterranean gardens of Labyrinthos, the lunar prison forged to contain the ancient Zodiac, the habitations built for all mankind beneath the moon's surface, each unique yet undeniably similar. There's no mere coincidence. I mean, yeah, they worked together to build that stuff, no? Ever since Heidelin unfolded to us the grim fate that awaits Etheirys, every essential resource we could spare has been delivered to Labyrinthos in preparation for the great exodus, but that is not all. It is also a testing ground for the technologies that will allow us to settle on distant stars. Though the Loporrits have endeavored to make the moon inhabitable, that is not our final destination. Mankind must learn to propagate life where there is none, to thrive where all is barren. Alas, time is not on our side. I have arranged for you all to enter the central circuit. It is there that most of our preparations for the great exodus are carried out, the construction of the Ark among them. Though our plans have been made public, access remains highly restricted. You, however, will not be subject to said restrictions, and will have free reign to come and go as you please. Such was the will of the forum after all. We will prove ourselves worthy of their trust. Your trust. Right. Then let us proceed. I love that Estinian is just always wherever he can lean against something. Like, that's just his position. Just, where can I lean against something? Tell me. By decree of the Forum, the Science of the Seventh Dawn are permitted to enter the central circuit. Let's go! New area. New area. Nice. The Aetherburner is being constructed not far from here. Overseeing the work is Kokol Dankol, after whom the forge is named. Once the necessary introductions have been made, I shall leave you with him to discuss the particulars this way. Let's go. And here we are. I went a bit off-road to get some ether currents.
No, been there, done that. Damn near lost my eyebrows. Think, Coco, think! We'd be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think!
Yes, that does sound rather lovely.
Yeah! I mean, masterful, you know, what a pleasant surprise. We're not blasting off already, are we?
The schedule remains unchanged, for better or worse. Which is why the Forum has elected to accept assistance in resolving the Aetherburner conundrum.
Not seen you lot down here before.
There are Archons among their number, but engineering is not their expertise. Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer. If not, you are at liberty to return them to the surface, by whatever means you see fit.
I assure you that won't be necessary. Now, about your troubles with the Aetherburner.
Aye, I'll walk you through it. Suppose I could do with a change of pace.
I still think we should have taken Sid with us.
As the name ought to tell you, the Aetherburner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force. Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding. Even out in that black void where the ether's right sparse, it's strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb. But it ain't perfect. According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the Forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient.
6%, really?
A measly 6%, you say? But if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
Hast thou consulted with the Loporrits?
Yeah, but that's just for their liking, right? I mean, why don't we just move the schedule ahead and then we leave earlier?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive. It is no easy feat to convert their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, and as I most certainly do not.
Yes, exactly! Damn it all, I asked for refined adamantite and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology! You're trying to drive me mad!
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
You know of it?
Only in the most general terms, I'm afraid. 'Twas an alloy of Allegan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded. As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalamud's construction and launch.
Aye, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some ends like blowing up a dam and watching the river of ether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it though. We were fortunate enough to salvage some for the Aetherburner, just a wee bit, mind, from a chunk of Dalamud that came hurtling into the Northern Empty during the calamity. With more, well, that extra 6% efficiency would be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
Oh, we tried, believe you me. But only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with. Drive calls from Ragnarok-class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need. According to the Gleaners, getting to them means delving deep into the shards. And the defences are still very operational and very eager to blow them up. It's rough going in there, even for the cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
Weren't we near that part of the Ragnarok when we went to destroy Bahamut?
Want me to go and fetch the Loporrits? The White Raven's ghost, it haunts me. This sounds like a job for someone else. And I can do it.
That may be for the best, though you doubtless find the task too dull for your liking.
And just sitting here talking to you guys about something that I don't understand is not dull.
There are multiple internment hulks in Eorzea alone, so handling this ourselves may not be the most efficient option. Rather, if we could salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously... Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active?
Of course. The floor is yours.
What's all this?
Gathering firewood, so to speak. We alone can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us heavenward. This is Alphino. The Scions have need of you.
Understood. I will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
My sisters are somewhat preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12-Sword expedition myself.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether. Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists, or enthusiasts.
Magical artifacts of Allagan design? The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all. Are there other ways we may offer aid? No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad. Any road. If you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics. Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primal. Combine a source like that with the Aetherburner, and 3, 2, 1, kaboom!
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure us a suitable relic?
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship. I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yapping? There's plunder for the taking. And I'm a born plunderer. I'll be an old Charlian before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
I'm certain that can be arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Just like that.
Aye, just like that. Our refined adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we? There's yet much to be done.
Oh yeah, we all need to emote again, I forgot. Aww. It's time. Like, these we're reminded of how famous or infamous Elfnut has become. Who'd have thought he could achieve so much with a single link prologue conversation? As we're expecting rather a lot of visitors in the near future, I'd best return to the surface and inform the relevant parties. I also have a contact of my own that might be worth a try. Oh, and who might that be? That's for me to know and you to find out. And on that note, I leave matters here in your capable hands. Best of luck. Okay. What? Got a cutscene? Meanwhile in Ul'dah.
Our course of action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make. Summon the best and brightest of our immortal flames and form an expeditionary party at once. Call upon the Sultan Sworn and Brass Blades for support as you must. Papashan, send word to the guilds. We will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials. Etheirys, we have need of your stone torches. They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
As commander of the stone torches, my son Zimberk will personally see it done.
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Tizona's blade clear the way. Lord Loporrits, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults. Of course, I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it.
How about taking as a profit that he's not gonna die?
The final days descend upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dire as they say, Ul'dah's best efforts may be for naught. And yet, when we Eorzeans rose from the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, did we not learn one simple truth? That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together. It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now. Ul'dah will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future. You know your duties. I, Nanamo Ul'Namo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
Did we actually just watch this to see that they are gonna gather that stuff? Like, please tell me we're not going to every single... Oh my god. Meanwhile in the Black Shot, we're actually gonna watch this for every single one. Oh my god. Why can't they just bring that stuff? Like, I really don't care about their speech. Oh my. Can't I go back to the past again? Like, it was so much nicer there. Even though Heidelin was wasting our time, but this is just next level.
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses. Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
In that case, might I suggest taking us along?
Huh.
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand? We thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
While it pains me to admit it, you are right. Our deficiency so plain to see.
It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the scions assigned to the Shroud. I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
Then I will impose upon you with a clear conscience. Come, let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
And y'all wake me up when we're done with all of those. Meanwhile in Curfus. I mean, at least we can look at Emmerich, I hope. Now that Hermes turned out to be crazy. We can't live in the past.
There you are! We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already...
Oh.
That was a roar! A dragon's roar!
And wonder will we see it? Really? We don't even see Emmerich? Oh my god.
And so, in summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honourable Lord Loporrito himself, reached out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid. Hmm? Is that...
Hancock? What a surprise this is. And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you see.
See, technically this would be so cool, like, oh, those people that we met and blah blah blah, but it's like, We all know what they're gonna do. It's like, damn. No? No job too small. Let's go. Oh, I didn't see him. Though our friends are searching for refined adamantite and sacred relics, we will only know if they meet your requirements once they have arrived. In the meantime, is there aught else we might do to be of service? You've already done more than enough. If I had to say, though, I could use someone who knows a thing or two about elegant technology. You there, the lad with the red eyes and matching hair, you seem to know more than the average scholar. Damn, even my bird is listening. If only Master Cockle knew how right he was. While he and Graha establish a rapport, why don't we help with preparations for the Great Exodus? Indeed, this would mean going above and beyond the terms of our agreement, but I propose this is not to curry favor. As confident as I am that we will succeed, we must be ready for every eventuality. This would also be an opportunity to familiarize ourselves with the logistics of traversing the great expanse. And if nothing else, it beats twiddling our thumbs while we wait for the adamantite. Let's just do it, man. You don't have to convince me. It's about surviving. Well, ain't you a bunch of helpful buggers? If you've a mind to lend a hand, I know where you ought to go. Like, I don't know why they always keep acting like, oh, we have to convince people to save their own lives. Like, even the biggest narcissist that doesn't give two beep about other people, you know, even they would want to help because it's about their survival in the end, right? I mean, except if you have someone like Xenos that, like, I mean, he just doesn't care about anything besides a good fight, but, you know. Shawty and Hamlet is lousy with researchers and scholarly types busying themselves preparing for the Exodus. They'll not need all the help they can get. Oh, that sounds boring. Well, then off we go. Let's go. And there we are. From what I can tell, a lot of the people actually live down here. I don't know how much help we can offer, but I dare say they'll benefit from some of that fresh inspiration Scholar Montishan mentioned. Let's start by asking around, ideally without getting in anyone's way. Okay. Let's go. Oh, let's be better Etheirys once our work is done. Okay, let's go. Alrighty, here we are. We couldn't really help the others. Fancy meeting you here, Laura. Our friends in the forum brought us to see their teeny tiny toy boat, which was quite impressive considering they didn't use any creation magics. What we're really interested in is Etheirys itself, though we now find ourselves on a sort of funny underground miniaturized version of it. We were hoping the forum would give us a guided tour, but it appears they're rather preoccupied, honestly. All the time to prepare, and they're still not ready. I suppose we'll just have to show ourselves around, or at least that's what we were planning to do until we chanced upon Urianger and your good self. Since you're both dawdling about engaging in idle chit-chat, perhaps you could show us a few points of interest. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, thankfully we have nothing else to do. Literally nothing. Wise guides. A Tour of Labyrinthos, an unexpected yet prudent suggestion. Given the similarities betwixt this artificial environment and Bestways Burrow, it would be in our best interest to have the Loporrits acquaint themselves with those conditions deemed optimal by their Charlian collaborators. I fear, however, that continued reliance upon my limited knowledge would risk narrowing, rather than broadening their perspectives. Mayhap thou art better suited to lead this venture. What a marvelous idea. Might we begin with that great big what's it over yonder? Ah yes, the what's it. I shall leave its explanation to Laura. What? Let's go. Okay, here we are, and I have no idea why they think that I would know how to give a tour for people. Like, I don't pay attention to anything. Goodness me, to build something so large without creation magics is positively stupendous. Perhaps you could direct our attention to its most important features. I don't know. Search the apparatus for points of potential interest. Okay. That's gonna take 2,000 years. Isn't that something interesting? Yeah. A tube. Is that water I hear from inside the great big tube? It must be because of those coves and the gigantic wheel at the top. I see, that's how they draw up the water. There's probably some sort of spiral-shaped mechanism inside the tube. They don't even need me to explain anything. What else? There, with tanks. Look at that, isn't that marvelous? It's a little hard to see from here, but it has a golden pipe connected to the top of those tanks. And I can see through that window another pipe at the bottom. Now this must be for purifying water drawn up from below. Yes, exactly. What else? This? No. What else could be interesting? Oh. Hey! An axolotl, there you go. You spot an ambystoma, an especially lively one at that. It would appear that the concept you observed in another time, another place was approved for life in the wider world somehow. Ah, remembering Hermes. What else are you interested in, man? Oh, I can go even further. The mushroom thing. It's so giant, but I still don't get it. That looks like the trees in Greatest Endsvale. Hold on, that's a bit of a strange shape. It's thin at the bottom, but big and round at the top. Quite tall for something so unbalanced too. Now it makes sense. That's where they store the water. Nice. What did I do now? I mean, they got that whole idea, no? How to build, like, buildings and stuff. Like, they kind of got that idea, like, for it to be functional. But shouldn't we look at, like, the flora and fauna? Well, if I were to hazard a guess, water drawn from underground, presumably with some other mechanism, was purified here and stored in that tower before being distributed elsewhere. I'm right, aren't I? I knew it. A design brilliant in its simplicity. I dare say it would take only a moment to install in even the harshest of environments. For us Loporrits, that is. Indeed, securing a reliable source of water is the utmost importance of any fledgling settlement. We have read, however, that peoples of Etheirys sometimes make their homes in arid deserts and such. How are they able to survive? Many settlements in Fenelon are built near an oasis. Areas near waterfalls are common sites for villages in graha-tia. I don't know. So, wherever you choose to live, you're never far from water. Oh dear, I worry we won't be able to procure the necessary amount. We can provide enough water to keep them from drying out completely, but it would appear they rely on it far more than we'd anticipated. A few adjustments may be in order once we've calculated the average rate of consumption per individual. It may also be worth learning more about how exactly they obtain their water in the first place. Master Alphino spoke of the machinery responsible for that feat during our journey through Logisticon Alpha, did he not? Mayhap the Loporrits will share his appreciation for the engineering marvel. Oh yes, that sounds absolutely splendid. We must journey beyond the sanctuary of Charlian Hamlet. I shall lead the way. You mean we'll have to brave the untamed wilderness? A valid concern indeed. We could not help but notice the many dangerous looking creatures with big nasty teeth lurking beyond the safe confines of the settlement. Were we not escorted here by burly custodians, I dread to think that what would have become of us. Regrettably, to many a hungry predator with the aforementioned big nasty teeth, Loporrits may appear to be a potential and rather appetizing source of sustenance. Might I impose upon thee to assist in securing safe passage to Logisticon Alpha? For my part, I shall act as escort to Living Way and Cooking Way. I shall steam way and growing way to Die Care. Well, I have a mount where we could put a lot of people in. A more valiant protector they could not wish for. Godspeed. If it's all the same to you, I'd rather not be eaten by some horrid beastie. Come along, growing way to the water extraction. What's it? Let's go. Alrighty, we made it here in one piece somehow. My friends, I bid you welcome to Logisticon Alpha. Our destination doth lie at the lift's top. Pray, follow me. Let's go. Alrighty, here we are. And not gonna lie, this whole trip with the bunnies, I think we're gonna skip quite a bit of it. Marvelous, simply marvelous. So this is where the magic or science rather takes place. The perfect environment to sustain life, artificially created. The knowledge we'll gain here will be essential when we start looking for new stars for your kind to inhabit. Apparently most of them don't even have air for you to breathe. You're all very lucky that Etheirys just so happens to provide everything you need to thrive. Or did mankind turn out the way they are because of the available resources, I wonder. Either way, it's nothing short of miraculous, and I cannot wait to see more of it. Amazing. Agriculture shock. This is all very wonderful, I'm sure, but I was rather hoping to learn more about your nourishment provision facilities. In other words, where's the food? I believe both the knowledge and consumables you seek may be found at Mariel Agronomics. As I imagine, Singway and the others intend to study every conceivable facet of this apparatus, wouldst thou be so kind as to escort our visiting culinarian? Yes, that sounds much more interesting. Hopefully I'll be able to see firsthand some of the delicacies Urianger was telling me about. Even his incredibly vivid, if a bit too verbose, descriptions cannot compare to sampling them myself. Not to mention Etheirys will soon be no more, so I must learn all I can while there is still time. Let us brook no further delay. Let's go. And here we are. This is the place, yes, the heady aroma was enough to guide me here, and I've spotted several of the fruit and vegetables featured in our compendium. I'd dearly love to try some, but I read that those who help themselves to a farmer's crops without permission are often caught and put into pies. Perhaps you could ask whoever's in charge if they would be willing to part with a few samples. Okay, let me do that. Alrighty, so this dude said he's scared about the produce not being able to survive in a different environment and everything. That's his biggest worry, but then we tried some stuff. Cooking Way didn't like pumpkin because you have to cook it first before you can eat it, and he's like, isn't that a border? Kind of funny because his name is Cooking Way, but you know, whatever. But yeah, we're done now. Finished, have you? I trust you found something to your liking. I'm rather enamored with the grapes and oranges, less of the pumpkin, though I learned the hard way they're not to be eaten raw. Then there was the lemon, the decipher. I still feel so violated. First time, was it? I'd hate for you to leave with a bad taste in your mouth. I'm in more ways than one, so I'll give you this lemon muffin I baked. If this doesn't change your opinion, nothing will. More lemon? Have I not suffered enough? Yo, try it. Nevertheless, it would be remiss of me to spurn this opportunity to... Oof, bit of sick came up there. Learn more of your inscrutable ways. Very well, lemon muffin, do your worst. He's gonna love it. He's gonna be obsessed with lemon muffins now. This is delicious. Figured. Although I still detect a hint of lemon, it complements the sweetness of the dough to create a perfect harmony. I never would have guessed its vile bitterness could be utilized so elegantly. My good chap, this is simply breathtaking. See, we rarely use lemon in its natural state, but it has a staring role in all sorts of recipes, and the same is true for many other ingredients. It comes down to making the most of the resources at our disposal, and sometimes that can even be the difference between life and death. I know we won't be able to take every species with us. No doubt the Forum agonized over what was worth preserving and what will be consigned to history. Hard choices, but make them we must if we're to survive. Such strength of will. Now I know that Heidelin sees in your kind. Mankind, the Loporrits, we were both born from the accumulated knowledge of the ancients. They learned all there is to learn about the nature of sentient life and the fates of the stars themselves. Oh, we actually do learn something. Once a civilization has fulfilled the basic requirements for survival, it will inevitably seek to eliminate all forms of negativity and achieve perfection. Therein lies its folly and its downfall, for perfection is an unattainable idea. It's the paradox of the immaculate carrot. Yet civilizations since time immemorial have deemed the pursuit of perfection as progress. They pay no heed to the costs incurred in their futile quest, and all too often become the architects of their own demise, their dreams forever unfulfilled. What then is the alternative? The answer lies in knowing that our existence can never be perfect. To be content with what we have and make the most of it. When life gives you lemons, make lemon muffins. Pardon my Eorzean, but what in the seven hells are you on about, and who are you anyway? Cooking Boy, at your service. I'm here to help prepare for the trip to the moon. And once you get there, you'll be able to try my carrots. I've been growing all different kinds. But don't worry, there'll be room for your crops too. We'll work together to preserve as many of Etheirys' species as possible, if you're up to the challenge. Yes, of course, I look forward to it. Well, this has all been highly productive. Probably let's go and see if Urianger and the others have run out of machinery to inspect, shall we? Let's go. Let's not go. Let's go. Please. Nice. And we're back with the group. That was most enlightening, especially the part with the lemon muffin. Actually, I was wondering, do you know of any other places famed for their cuisine? The settlement says home to the Culinarians Guild and many less than savory establishments. I mean, I guess the Culinarian Guild would make sense. Would that I had time to visit. The more I learn of Etheirys, the more I wish we could spare it from the final days. Alas, Heidelin's orders are to flee, not to resist. If only there was some other way. Well, we're gonna find another way, but we're gonna do that in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like if you like what you see, and obviously subscribe if you would like to see more. I try to upload every single day. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and bye bye!